Hello and welcome to episode 23 of Unemployed to Unstoppable. Ladies and gents, we are at the conclusion of the season. 3 games to go with 5 points clear. You can see by the league table here. And you can also see Swansea is the next game of the season. So an away game, a bit of a winner-takes-all match. If we win the league. If we lose, maybe less so, but we're still in with a chance. So what's going to happen is we'll play that first game and that'll dictate what happens for the rest of the episode. If we can clinch it in the first match, we'll go on to the end of season rewards. If we don't get the result we want, we'll roll into the next game. And worst case scenario, it'll be a 3-game episode just to see how the season ends. So stay tuned. It's exciting. It could go either way. And it's exciting to find out. So see you shortly. So here we go as we start the dramatic conclusion to the season. Starting lineup for today is Savin in goals. Back four of Holden, Pask, Smith and Nilsson. Midfield three of Francois, Glover and Adeni, with Shepherd, Hondermark and Atete leading the line. Served us so well in the season so far. We've got a slight lead at the top. We've got a bit of a buffer, so even if we lose, we're still 2 points clear. But hopefully we can do it the first time of asking and give the fans something to shout out on a big away day to Swansea. We've been on a reasonable run of form in the game since you were last here. A couple of wins, a draw. We did get knocked out of the semi-final of the Johnson's Paint Trophy by Manchester City under 23s on penalties, which is a little bit hard to take. We'd done well. It was a 1-1 game. They'd taken the lead. We pegged them back, but unfortunately, penalties has undone us in the most unfortunate circumstances. So it would have been nice to have a final as well for this episode to maybe clinch some form of double. Nothing compared to what Liverpool had done with a potential quadruple in the Premier League in real life. But again, it's not bad for a club like Accrington to be in contention away at Swansea with 3 games to go to clinch the title is nothing short of unbelievable, really. So hopefully we can do it. We'll see. It looks like the first chance of the game is going to go to Swansea. Playing the ball around the edge of the box into Mallet. And they've got the first goal. Looks like Limeson's got his flag up, so it gives us a little bit of a reprieve. Again, a draw wouldn't be the worst result in the world. But as we saw in the Wickham game in the last episode, these early chances kind of dictate the way the pace of the game is going to go and who's going to dominate. So we'll try and stick in the game. We're not getting too much at the minute. If we can hold on till half time, maybe change a bit of dynamics in terms of morale and 1 or 2 personnel, but certainly this is about as strong as our team gets. So there's not really much in terms of improvement, but maybe a little bit of fitness that we can tweak, or a little bit of actions in the instructions and approach to the game. Looks like another chance to Swansea here, just coming up to the half-hour mark. And again, we just want to stay in the game, maybe catch them on the counter. Looks like they're going to break down the lines again. They're playing the ball around really well. And even though we've got all our players back, bar Atete, we're struggling to get the ball back. And Savin grasps the ball in his hands, takes the pressure off, and we go again. So again, trying to get to half time. It's a nervy one. I'd like to see it at the start. I'm sure all of you watching would like to see us go up at the first attempt. We do have potentially 3 bites at the cherry, but it'd be nice to just get it over the line. So 35 minutes gone, 0-0. We have had a couple chances now as they play the ball out the back. Again, we've got the ball back. Francois into Glover, Hondermark on the right, Atete. It's maybe our chance to get our first real highlight of the game. Adeni into Hondermark, over the top to Shepherd. And he puts his one up. So that's the away. That's the first goal. We scored away, 1-0 up. Coming into half time, that's going to change the team talk dramatically. Lloyd Shepherd, what we do to keep him. I mean, a homegrown player. We sold him on for, I think it was about 3.2 million. I looked at his stats before the game and he's worth 30 to 60 million, I think, at Brentford. Lucky to get him back on loan to conclude the season, but I don't think we're going to be able to keep him moving forward. So again, I've started kind of looking at what players will and won't be staying as we move in towards the end of the season. Atete's got nobody really interested in him at the minute, so it'll be good to keep him. there are quite a few players in the first 11 that have got the potential to be a championship player, and we have a huge number of players away on loan that we got through the youth system, which again have potential to be championship players. So there's not going to be too much in terms of transfers ins and out that I can think at the minute. I mean, we'll obviously be restricted in terms of finances, stadium size, and our wage budget will be one of the lowest in the championship. But if we can strengthen one or two players and keep the bulk of our better, higher potential players, I think we should be in quite a good position next season. That's me talking about us being in the championship. We're not there yet. As we approach the 60-minute mark, again we've got that narrow 1-0 lead. Condition of the players isn't looking too bad. We've got a corner. Glover's going to swing it in. Shepherd again, but it's just gone over the bar. What we would have given for that second goal, a little bit of a safety net. Again, I've not seen anything in terms of Peterborough's results. That's one of the other teams that's in and around the area. As pass giving away the ball. Fortunately, we've got some players back, but it looks like Swansea's going to get a chance to equalise. In it goes. And yeah, that's caught us on the break there. A bit of a lapse in concentration from Pask, which has cost us dearly from what was quite a strong position and something to hold on to. We're now on the end of what could be 2 quick goals, and if we go behind, it might be quite hard to pick up that morale again. So we'll just see how this chance pans out for Swansea. As Glover gets the ball back, Smith, Nilsson, Denny. Again, that's long and wide to Shepherd. Can he beat his man? There's a lot of intricate play in the middle of the park. Glover breaks out to Hondermark into a Tete. Francois, he restores the lead. So what looked like it was going to be a bit of a nervy end, and the game was swinging in favour of Swansea at the time there. Players are dug deep, a little bit of intricate play in the middle of the park. We've got our noses back in front. That being said, Swansea back on the break, playing the ball around midfield, looking to fashion a chance of their own. Malaise again. Oh, and a good save by the keeper, keeps us in front. It's 28 minutes to go. It's going to be a long 28 minutes. This is like watching Everton Crystal Palace the other night. It's going to be hard for me to take. As a Tete gets the ball and break from a corner, he goes to the corner, delivers something into the box, but it's been picked out, and that's the end of the highlight. 25 minutes to go. Looks like we've picked up a free kick on the edge of the box. Will it be Francois? Yes, it will. In it goes. And, it's been tipped away. I mean, if we can get that second goal, it would just go a long way to making this game safe, taking a huge amount of pressure off the players that are on the pitch. Because again, conditions not looking too bad. There hadn't been as many games in quick succession as there has been recently. It's given us a bit of respite. As we can see there, Peterborough did go 2-1 up, but MK Dons have pinned them back. So again, that's going to eat up the points that they can catch up with us at the top of the table. So it might be that even if we don't win this game, the points difference between third place might mean we go up. Automatic promotion, whether that is in first or second. I think it'd be nice to cap off the season with a first place finish. It's we've been up there a long time through the season. I think most of you can probably agree that we probably deserve to seal this. As a Denny plays the ball up to a Tete, Hondermark, but we've given it away again into Dale. Savin with another great save, and he's been a great player for us this season. I know we've got Victor, the young lad, huge potential for a substitute goalkeeper, but if we can keep a hold of Savin, I mean, he's earned points on his own this season with some of the saves he's made. Hopefully there's a lot of pressure coming from Swansea at the minute as we go into the last 10 minutes. It's about second or third corner in a row. Hondermark's looking tired. I think we'll take him off, get Cannoneer on. You can see if fatigue's starting to set in now, especially with them players in the middle of the park where the bulk of the game's being played. Peterborough take the lead at MK Dons, so that's going to make a difference should we not succeed in beating Swansea. So we've got a throw in down the left-hand side. Denny plays it out to Shepherd on the edge of the box. Glover, Nilsson into Cannoneer, who's just come on as a sub. And Cannoneer, oh, and what a chance that would have been. Make a bit of a name for himself coming on as substitute. He's only in on loan this season, so this might be the last game that we see him on on camera, certainly anyway. As we're into the last 2 minutes of injury time, it looks like we might be sealing it. We'll wait for the animation at the end of the game. Seconds to go. What a fantastic effort it is from the Accrington players. And there we go. Full time 2-1. We'll just get into the dressing room. Fantastic performance. Do we get the animation? I think we should be. So what's that? 2 games left. 8 points clear. So surely that should be promotion sealed. But there's no animation, which is a bit unusual. Normally we've clinched the title. I don't know why we didn't get the little trophy presentation. Maybe it comes on the last game of the season. But yeah, we'll just click through. There's confirmation, crown champions. So we'll be playing in the championship next season. Hopefully you enjoyed the match. It was one of them games that could have gone either way. We could have easily come away with a hiding in that match. We've got the victory we needed. We've secured the title. So what I'll do is I'll click away. I'll get through the last couple games, get through the presentation. We'll come back for the end of the season review and awards. So yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and I'll catch you for the next part. And welcome back, ladies and gents, for the end of season review. We did go on to win the league by a clear 10 points over Swansea. So that victory over them made a huge difference. They secured second spot. So we will be playing them again in the championship, which again, I don't really mind. They're not that bad a season team. So let's get through then. So the new arrivals we had for the season, we had Will Smith, who was the first player we ever paid any money for. Went on to make 41 appearances, average 7.11, so that's pretty good. A couple loan signings in Ramwell Holder and Winston Adeni. And then our usual flux of youngsters that we pinched at the end of the season. So Billy Gee from Chelsea, 31 appearances. Niall Knight, again one for the future from Newcastle at centre half. Joe McGarry, fullback from Tottenham. And Victor, who very much came in as a kind of backup to Savin in goals. So he's not had a lot of appearances, but he does have a lot of promise. I mean, I think you can see from his stats and his progress that he's probably going to be one for the future. And then wrapped in that with Alex Glover, who we got from Cliftonville. Stats-wise, mental and technically, he's phenomenal. Physically, he's not maybe up to speed, but again, 30 appearances isn't that bad, is it really? So yeah, overall, not too bad. Transfers out again. Lloyd Shepherd. Unfortunately, we had to sell him to Brentford. It's one of them where once the offer comes in, the player very much says, "Let me go, or I'm not playing." Nia Kirby, similar bracket. And then we just got rid of some players that had kind of been eating up wages more than anything else. And again, unfortunately, you have to feed some of these players out so that you don't have too many players on high wages that aren't really playing any games for you. So that's not too bad. And then loans out, like I said before in a previous episode, there's a lot of young, promising players we've got here, like Dario Martin, came through the youth academy. We've sent them out. They've played a lot of games. They still have a lot of promise. I think Oh Young Soo was another good one. So we might be able to use some of these players coming into next season. Richard Archer, I think, is probably classed as our best and most promising youngster that's come through. So he'll come back from loan and we'll see if we can fit him into the squad. In terms of results for the seasons then, in the league, obviously you can see we've got 10 point clear ahead of Swansea at the top. 13 points to that next playoff place. The playoffs haven't been played yet, so we'll see where that goes. Average attendance 4,000. That's pretty poor compared to what the championship clubs we're going to go up against. Top scorer Kieran Atete with 28 goals. In terms of form wise then, yeah, I mean, pretty consistent. We had a couple dips. I mean, that was a worrying spell when we lost 2 in a row, and again not too long after we did it again. But for the most part, especially in that end of season bracket, I know Morecambe and Rochdale were right near the bottom. But yeah, we had a good run in the season and we can't really complain too much with that. FA Cup wise, knocked out in the first round by Doncaster, and maybe a bit of a blessing in disguise because it lets us concentrate elsewhere. Carabao Cup, again, beat Preston out by Blackburn, who were in the Premier League, so not really much of a surprise. And then the Papa John's Trophy, which we did pretty well to qualify out of our group. Unfortunately, we came unstuck when we got to Man City's under 23s. They beat us on penalties, so it was a close run thing. Like I said in the previous episode, it would have been nice to have a cup final to go along with the league title, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. Into the moments to remember then, biggest win, Carabao Cup away at Preston, which a bit of a surprising result. Atete with a hat-trick. Match to remember, 4-0 away at Wigan in League One. I would have thought that the Carabao Cup would probably be the match to remember. Maybe you can't have the same match twice. Again, let me know in the comment section if you've ever seen it. Goal of the season, Francois puts us 2-1 up in Swansea, which was the game showed earlier on in the episode. And yeah, I mean, in terms of what it meant and the finish itself, I don't think you could really disagree with that. It's the one that secured his promotion to the Championship, and it was a great finish as well. He's actually got a new contract. A couple of players have come in asking for new contracts, and to make sure we've got a big enough squad, I've kind of just given them all. Not what they've asked for, but I've given them all something. Club reputation then, not really changed. No new sponsorships. Annual revenues have all gone up, which is good. Competition prize money, good. Shirt sales, again, I'd be a bit surprised Chadwick and Haygarth in there. I mean, Atete, Francois, Hondermark's good. You probably would have expected a different couple of players to be in there. I mean, Cannonier was pretty good in the middle of the park. Shepherd on the left wing, and it's maybe because they're in on loan that they're not as popular, but there we go. This is how we lined up for the majority of the season then. All of them, apart from Glover, playing above 7, which is pretty outstanding, really. I think Atete and Shepherd. I mean, Shepherd has probably been the best player that's ever played for the club. I would go as far as to say that. But every one of them has been outstanding. Holder's obviously in on loan. Shepherd on loan. They'll be disappearing. Adeni as well, he's on loan. Pask's asked for a new contract. Francois as well. Nilsson, he's thinking about it. So there's a lot to do in the summer. See if we can strengthen it up. Manager awards. Look, I've got manager of the month in the last month of the season, so I can't complain too much for that. It's a bit surprising, really, because we were top of the league for most of the season, so I would have thought we would have crept in 1 or 2 more than that. Player of the season then, from the fans, Josh Pask. Young player of the season, Atete, probably last year he's eligible for that. Signing of the season, Billy Gee, bit of a surprise. Goal of the season, as we've discussed, is Francois. Top scorer, Atete with 32. Most assists, Francois. Most man of the match, Atete. And most passes completed per 90 minutes, Will Smith at centre-back, which is, again, pretty extraordinary. In terms of record breakers then, most overall goals by a player in a season has gone to Atete. Highest transfer fee received, 2.29 for Lloyd Shepherd. Youngest goal scorer, Lloyd Shepherd. And it's such a shame to see him go in, because he would have been a great one to hold on to, but we just weren't able to. Once some of them Premier League clubs came in for him, his head was turned and there's no way to keep him. And again, let me know in the comment section if you know any weird and wily ways to keep a hold of these players once the big ones come into them. Release clauses don't seem to work for me. Offering new contracts never seems to work. So if anyone's got some top tips on how to keep them, let me know and I will try and put it into practice. So there we go. Hard work paid off for the season. That spell of football at the start of the season was really the making of Accrington. It really set them up for success from ITV Sport. So yeah, 10 points clear. I think flat as us towards the end with 3 games to go. It could have been anybody's, but yeah. So wonderful end to the season. The club will go on a break now. I'll go through some contracts, and next time I see you in the next episode, hopefully I'll be unveiling a whole raft of new signings and reviewing the squad of where we start for next season and probably playing the opening game. The only thing that might change in that is I'll bring you back early if there's any job offers coming in the meantime. So once again, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a great season. It's 2025, and yeah, we'll see how we go next season. Stay tuned. Goodbye.